welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to everybody that commented on my last video. It was really kind of you. I'm so glad that lots of you enjoy my 1 week me made videos. It's always really good fun making them, and yeah, it's a bit of a different video from the ones that I normally do. So yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So thank you very much. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you to all my subscribers that have followed me from the very beginning as well. That's really amazing of you and kind of you. So thank you so much. And if you're somebody that views regularly and isn't subscribed, don't forget to press that subscribe button and click that notification bell. Anyway, there's my sales pitch over. So on with what I'm going to be talking about this video, and that is my plans for May. And I have to say, I had a bit of a lull in my sewing. I think I shared with you my makes from last month, which was my trousers, which I had a bit of a moment with. And then what was the other thing? Oh, my dress. Oh, I'm pointing over there. Keep doing that, don't I, on my videos. My dress, you know, that one that you can't see. I've made it too big, and really strangely, so that was the Size Me Sewing VN dress, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna obviously have to size down, and I just thought it was a really weird thing that I'd made it in the size that I'd made it and that it was way too big and everything. But I then went back to the size measurements or the sizing chart and had a little look at it, and saw what size I should have made, went to my pattern pieces, and I have cut out the wrong size. I cut out a size too big, so it's my own fault, and I still think I'm going to try and rescue that dress, and it might even be something I try and do this month. But I've got so many plans whizzing and going around in my head. It's like my head's going with ideas, because I had that kind of lull. And then I've had the month of April where I've been involved in the So Selfless April 2023, or it might be Selfless, so I can't remember which way around it is. I think it's So Selfless April 2023, and I decided I wasn't going to make anything for myself in this month. And do you know what, it's been a real kind of refreshing sort of feel. I've made something for each of my daughters, I made something for my husband, and it's just felt really nice. I felt like I haven't been under any particular pressure to fit things for myself. Obviously the things I've made for them are all very easy to fit because they've been jersey garments, but it's really made me feel like I'm back with my sewing sojo with lots of va-va-voom. So I have been jotting down on my trusty whiteboard, I've been jotting down all the different types of garments that I would like to have in my wardrobe, and then from that, as I've been going through the month of April, I've been jotting down beside them what patterns I think I would like to do in relationship to that. So for example, I've thought I would really like to have another jersey dress, because jersey dress is just so easy to wear. I wear them all the time. They're really comfortable. They're very easy to wear for my job at the school, because they kind of look fairly smart but not over the top smart, but I can also wear them outside, you know, I don't mean outside. I can wear them outside of work and not feel like I'm officey or anything like that. I really like them. So I've been looking at jersey dresses. I've also want to make myself a viscose dress. That's been the hardest category, and I'll come back to you on that one. Then I was thinking I'd like to make some trousers, so I'd like to make some casual trousers, and I'd like to make some work trousers. You all know I had that disaster with the trousers beforehand, so I am still on that trouser hunt. And then it's been a month of a bit of a month of challenges actually through April. So it was a Sew a Blouse challenge that was hosted by Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl, and oh my gosh, I've completely forgotten the name of the other lady, but I will make sure it's on the bottom of the screen, so I'm so sorry about that. But that has been brilliant. Now, I didn't take part in that. I decided not to take part. Basically, I just felt like I hadn't too much on without taking another challenge on as well. But I've been watching some of the videos and inspiration and Instagram posts and things like that of people making their blouses, and I absolutely love them, and I've just thought, I want to make some blouses as well. So yeah, a blouse is definitely on the agenda. And then decided I want to make some sports leggings, but actually I've decided against that now, because I think I've got too many other things I want to put above that. And then there were a couple of other things, and again I've kind of gone, no, the other things I want are higher on the list. So that was my first way of kind of going through my thought process of what I wanted to do. And then I've then had the horrible task of trying to whittle it down to what I was going to do. So I'm going to try and talk through, hopefully this won't be a long video, but I'm going to try and talk through sort of my thought process, and I think there might be some elements of you guys being able to help me as well, so we'll see. So I'm going to start with the trousers. The first trousers, which I'm definitely not going to make this month, but I'm telling you about this because I'm really hoping that some of you might be able to actually help me. I'm kind of putting a bit of a request out, really. So loads and loads of you after my last video with my disastrous trousers gave me lots and lots of ideas, and they were so fab, and I went through every single one of them and looked online at all sorts of different things. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I don't want any trousers. I think I'm going to avoid the elasticated waist now, and I don't particularly want any trousers that have got pleats on the front of them that add volume. So if I'm going to have anything, they either need to be flat at the front or they need to have darts in them as opposed to pleats. And a pair of trousers that I really like, and I've actually got the pattern of, I like the shape of them and sort of the aesthetic of them when you look at the silhouette of them, is the Deer and Doe Narcisse trousers. And I'll put a couple of photos up from Deer and Doe of people actually modelling them. Now, I don't know whether or not this is just me and I've just missed an element on the pattern, or whether or not it's just not that clear, but when I bought the pattern I didn't realise that it had quite a large section down each side of the trousers. So where on your leg the trouser sort of comes down here, you're not going to be able to see that, but anyway, on your legs down the side, there is a 2 to 3 inch panel. Now I did think to myself when I got it, I thought, oh, I don't actually like that very much, and I wonder if I could get around that and just manipulate the pattern. But I think that it really helps with all the shaping and everything. So I'm kind of after a pair of trousers that looks almost identical to those, but without that side panel in them. So I don't know if anybody's got any ideas. I like the fact that it's got pockets. I like the fact that it hasn't got pleats. It's darted at the front and the back. It's a fly front, and I like the fact that they are wide, but they're not massively wide like the ones that I made before. Although I will say those other ones have gone to good home. Keep an eye out, because you might see somebody else that's got them at some point. You may or may not. They might not share them. So yeah, so I'm after some trousers like that. And if I was going to make those, which like I say, I'm not going to this month, but I'm after ideas. So that's why I'm sort of talking about it. I would like to make them out of either this fabric, which is a fabric I bought from Haberdashery Fabrics and More. It's like a viscose wool type fabric, might even be a bit warm for at the moment. So either that one, or the other fabric that I had in mind was this one, which is it's definitely a polyestery kind of, it's a very fake kind of fabric. I don't know how to put that. That doesn't sound right, does it? It's a fake fabric. It's not natural fibres, but it was very inexpensive. It's very drapey. It's definitely got some kind of viscose in it, I would say, but it's almost like a linen-y feel. It's thinner than this. Definitely, oh gosh, definitely thinner than this fabric. Oh, I pulled one of my flowers out. And I think that would be quite nice for through the summer. I know it's not a summery colour, but it's so lightweight, and I could wear much lighter tops with it. I thought that would be quite nice. So that's something that I would like to do, but that's more of I need to still collate ideas and inspiration for that. I'll just show you the flower I've just pulled out. Ellen the other day decided she wanted to go to Hobbycraft and get some pipe cleaners, and she's been making these flowers. Aren't they fab? I really like them. I mean, they're really bright, and she's made all sorts of different ones, but that's what I just pulled out by accident with my fabric. There we go. Right, okay, so on to casual trousers. And now this I have got a definite plan with. I was bouncing around a couple of other ideas. I was thinking about the I Am Sunshine jeans. Now I've seen Liz from The Baker That Sews make these, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. I love the idea that you can make them in cord, and you can make them in denim, you can make them in all sorts of different things, and they're really funky. I really like the shape of them. The pattern comes with 2 different sort of leg options, but I like the slightly more tapered in one, which is one I think Liz has made. And I did think about that one. However, I have already got a kit, and I thought I'm really silly not to just crack on and make the kit that I've got. So I'll show you what I've got. So I have got a Guthrie Garni Sewing Society kit, and it is the Anna Allen Philippa pants. Now, Anna Allen isn't somebody that I have come across before, or a pattern company that I've come across before, but I know in the sewing community, certainly over on Instagram, there's been lots and lots of talk about the Anna Allen, I think it's the Anthea blouse, and it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I don't know whether I've just missed that somewhere along the line or quite what I've done. But anyway, in the Sewing Society kit, you get a PDF version of the pattern and the PDF instructions sent to you. You also get a copy of the pattern actually printed out and sent to you. You also get a really helpful video from Lauren herself, who has made this up in a couple of different colours. I think it came in navy blue, or the colour that I've got, which is like well, I'll show you in a second anyway. And she's made it, and she's done a video sort of helping you all the way through it. It doesn't replace the instructions, but they're really helpful tips and tricks and things that she's kind of come across as she's been making the pattern up, which I think is great. You also get the thread, which matches the pattern, you know, the fabric that you've got, a little me made label, which is very, very cute, a set of needles which will, you know, cater for the fabric that you've got, and then you've also got the hardware. So in this case, it's some metallic-y buttons. I don't know how to show that to you. There we go, some metallic-y sort of buttons, and that all comes in a little brown paper bag. And then alongside that, you get the fabric, of course. So I think this is described as stone, this fabric. Oh, and I've also got some interfacing, so really useful for when you come to make it. So this is stone. I think this is actually inside out. I'll try and show you the right side. Now, this is I've never had any trousers in this colour before, but I absolutely love it. I've had some shorts which I used to really enjoy wearing, and I think I've said to you about that before. And I just thought that this would be a really nice pair of trousers to have in the slightly cooler summer days, to wear with some nice blouses, if I get to make a blouse. But yeah, I just thought that would be a really nice pair of trousers in that stone, and I loved what Lauren's looked like, which is why I bought the kit. So that is my plan for my casual trousers and the request out for my work trousers. So that's the first plan. My next plan is actually to replicate something that I've already got on. Now, this isn't on my list, and this has kind of come in as a last contender. Bit of a dark horse. Now, I went shopping with my daughter, and I really try not to buy any clothes when I'm out shopping, because I just think I spend so much money on fabric and patterns, and that is what my hobby is. And I know I shouldn't say, oh well, then you're not allowed to buy any clothes, but I just think fair's fair. You know, I spend the money on the fabric, so that's what I should make my clothes from. But every so often something crops up and I think, oh, I do quite like that, and I'm going to get it. And I bought these dungarees that I've got on now. So I've got on, so I'm looking down there just so I can make sure you can see it. I've got on the True Bias Rio t-shirt, which I made in this white jersey. Again, I think this was a Guthrie Garni kit. And then these dungarees are made out of viscose. I'll try and stand up so you can see them. So they're really loose fitting. There are no, there's no sort of fastenings, there's no buttons, there's no zips or anything like that. They're really loose fitting. I'll show you the back as well. The legs, let's see if I can move this out of the way. Legs are nice and loose, but they're sort of 3/4 length, that kind of length. And they've got little pockets in the front and a big pocket on the front as well. I don't think they've got any pockets on the back. No pockets on the back. And then these are just attached. There's no sort of fastenings there. They just, you know, slip on and off of your shoulder. And they're made out of viscose. I absolutely love them. And I bought them with the idea of I'll come home and see if I really do like them. And then I was like, no, I really do like them, and I am going to keep them. However, I had Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat around the other day, and she was making her Heyday dungarees, and I had to go and get my Heydays for some reason or another. I think I think she wanted to have a look at how I'd done something, and we were just sort of like talking through, and I said, oh, I'll just go and get mine. And then I laid these down over my Heyday dungarees. And they're identical. They're absolutely identical, except that the legs on these are slightly straighter, whereas the Heydays definitely come in a little bit. So in my mind, I'm thinking I have so many viscose fabrics, and I haven't brought any out to kind of share with you and say, oh, I'm going to make it out of this one, because I don't know which one I'm going to make it out of. But I'm definitely going to make another pair of these, because oh my gosh, this is the most comfortable, loveliest thing to wear. I just feel really nice. It's bright and colourful. I've worn it with my little denim jacket a couple of times, and that looks really nice. I just love it. I absolutely love it, and I need another one in my life. So I just need to go through my viscose fabrics and decide which one I'd like to make, but not buy anymore. So that's plan number 2. Plan number 3 is my jersey dress. Now, I've got a couple of ideas for this, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do. My first absolute idea that I'm really sort of 100% set on is I want to make myself another sew over it a style dress. I really like this dress. I've made it before in a much thicker fabric. It's too hot to wear now, and I think really it should have been in a viscose. And when I was away with the lovely Northern Soul sisters, so Ruan, Rachel and Tamlin, and then I went up with Helen, we went to Birmingham, we went into Guthrie Garney, and I bought this absolutely gorgeous fabric. So it's a navy blue with these red and white splodges. It sort of looks like animal print, but it's not quite, and I think from a distance it almost looks a little bit sort of flowery ditzy kind of thing, but I really like it. It's lovely and drapey, it's very soft, and I think it would be perfect for the Estelle. And yeah, so I'm going to make that. I might make it a bit shorter than I made it last time, sort of make it so it just comes below my knee rather than making it the full length, because I think I did that with my first one, and I don't know whether it's because it's really thick fabric, but it just doesn't work. So I've got it on the back of my door. Again, I'm pointing, sorry. I've got it on the back of my door with the idea that I'm going to take it up, but I just haven't got around to that. So whether or not it's because that was in a thicker fabric, so I might make it long and then decide after I've made it, if that makes any sense. But I think that would be really lovely, and it should be quite a quick make because it's just jersey fabric and I've made it before. I know it fits, so I don't have to do any fitting adjustments or anything like that. So I think that'd be quite a nice quick one to make. So that's my first jersey dress idea. The second jersey dress idea is really from a bit of inspiration of a garment that I've got already. Oh, I've just realised this is a second bought thing that I've got, but I did buy this a long time ago. So this is a Marks and Spencer's jersey dress, very simple jersey dress. I'll undo that. I've got it tied up because I've broken one of the little belt loopy things, so the belt doesn't stay on when it's in the wardrobe. But this is a very simple t-shirt. It's got slightly ruched sleeves and little puffy bits on the end, so they're sort of elasticated on the sleeve. It has a seam line here across the waist, and then it's just got slightly A-line skirt, but it's made in a viscose jersey, and I feel really nice when I'm wearing this. It just sort of skims down my body. It's not tight and figure hugging, but it just looks really nice, and it's lovely with a little pair of white pumps or something like that. And I just think I'd quite like another one of those, but I'm not going to buy it. And when I was away, I went to a craft show in Exeter called Craft for Crafters with Helen. I think I might have shown you this on a previous video, but I went to a stall called Becky Lane Designs, and I bought this lovely jersey fabric. So it's quite different from that one. So I think it would look quite different, but it's just as soft and just as fluid and drapey. And I think that that would make a really lovely one of these. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look through all of my t-shirt designed dresses and patterns and things like that, and see what I can come up with in terms of the bodice as like the block. I'm sure I can adapt the sleeves very easily to make them similar to this, and then I might even just lay this dress out because it's just a front and a back, there's no seams in it at all, and just you know, create that on a piece of tracing paper or something and recreate it to make in this fabric. However, what I will say is I did buy a pattern recently. I haven't ever made it before. I've got it all printed out. It's called the Frances dress. I'm just going to check my notes, sorry. Yes, the Frances dress, and it's by Victory Patterns. I don't think I've ever made a Victory Patterns pattern before, and it's called like a modular dress, so it's got different top designs, different sleeve designs, and I think it might have a couple of different skirt designs. And again, I'll put the images up on the screen so you can see it. And I did think if I'm struggling to find something that really would work to replicate this, then that might actually be quite a nice option to use that, and use like the round neck, and yeah, that's what I think would work really well. Now, I don't know how much I've got of this fabric, so it might be that I can't make it quite as long as the ready to wear dress, but we'll see. So that was my jersey, both of my jersey dress plans that I've got. So on to the viscose dress. Now, I'm a little bit stuck here because the ideas that I had for this are endless. In fact, I'll just count. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different dress ideas that I thought, oh, I want to make all of those. And I'm like that. Well, I don't know which one to make. I just don't know which one to make. And I feel so stuck as to what to do. And I'm not going to go through and share them all because obviously I'm not going to make them all. But I had so many different ideas of what I wanted to do. So I think I'm going to keep it very, very simple. And I'm going to make something I've not made before. And I would like to make the saltwater slip, which I think is by Friday Pattern Company. I'm pretty sure it is. If it's wrong, I'll put it on the screen. And I would like to make it out of this fabric. Now, I shared this recently. I think that was my Makes video recently that I shared it. I really like this fabric, and I really like the idea of the saltwater slip dress. And I did think, you know, I've seen people wearing it with t-shirts underneath and things, and I just thought, oh, I wouldn't do that, I would just wear it. But look at what I've got on. I've got on a dungaree with a t-shirt underneath, and I really like what that looks like. So I just thought, well, actually the slip dress is going to be no different, but actually it'll be cooler and it'll be slightly different design, and I'm hoping it'll be a really nice, simple, easy make. So there's not much to say about that one other than I'm hoping to get that one made up in this beautiful, beautiful Fabric Godmother fabric, which I got at the Knitting and Stitching show recently in London. I just absolutely love it. It's really similar, well, it's actually the same fabric as Magny from the Sewing Bee had made the saltwater slip dress in this exact same fabric. It's what inspired me to do it, and couldn't get hold of the fabric, and then when I saw it at the Knitting and Stitch show, I just thought, yes, I'm definitely going to get that. But I think that'd be lovely against like the white t-shirt. I think that'll look really nice. It's more of a round neck, the saltwater slip, and I think that'll be lovely. I would like to make the Sicily slip dress at some point as well, but I don't think this would look right in that. I think that needs to be in a slightly more slinkier, silky kind of fabric. So that's my first viscose plan. I also wanted to just share with you some fabric which literally got delivered this morning. Now, my inspiration behind buying this was from Lucy, who is Love Lucy on Instagram. She made a blouse, and oh my gosh, I was so in love with the fabric ages and ages and ages and ages ago. And I thought, no, I can't justify getting any more fabric. And then months and months and months have gone past, and for some reason or another, the image of Lucy in this particular blouse has popped up on my feed again for some reason or another, and I can't remember why. And I just thought, I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to go and buy this fabric. And oh my gosh, how delicious is that fabric. I just love it. It's got all my most favourite colours in it, and it's all rainbowy, and it's just beautiful, and I just love it. Love it. And I think this is going to jump quite near the top of my list of things that I want to do. So this fabric is from Minerva. I think it's actually a Minerva design, like their own design, and it's called Bubble Lights. I think that's what it's called, and oh, it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And what I'd like to make in this, now again, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I have made the Giselle dress, which is by Sew Over It, and I really love that dress. I think it's really beautiful. It's a lovely silhouette. I love the way the bodice fits me. I think it's really great, and I don't want to mess with that. I want to have that bodice because I know it fits me and I know it works. But what I want is a slightly more flared skirt. I don't quite know how to do that. And I thought in this fabric, that would be really lovely, but I don't know what to do. I don't want anything elasticated. I don't want anything gathered. So I don't want to just put a gathered skirt on it or anything like that. I think it would have to be panels, or I don't know, like a circle skirt or something like that. Or maybe I need to look through my patterns and see if I've got another pattern with a skirt similar that I'm looking for to add on. But I just really want that. I don't mind if it's got tiers, that's absolutely fine. But I just think that that would look really nice. These colours really suit me anyway, and I thought it'd be a really fun, floaty, just gorgeous dress, and I just want it to be perfect. So if anybody's got any ideas of how I can do that, or patterns I could use to do that, let me know. But I really want to use that Sew Over It Giselle bodice block because it just works for me, and I think, well, while that works, why mess with it really? So yeah, so that's what I'd really like to do with that. What's it called? Viscose style dress, or woven dress with a zip at the back. So that's that one. So last but not least, onto blouses. And I have a few ideas for blouses because, like I say, I've been looking at all of the wonderful inspiration that's been on Instagram with the Sew Blouse Challenge. And yeah, this has made my mind go as well, because I just cannot think what I want to make or what I want to make first, because I want to make it all. Honestly, sometimes it's worse. Sometimes you think, oh, I want to make something, but I don't know what to make. Or you've lost your sojo. And I don't know what's worse, feeling like that or feeling like I just want to make everything. And all I can think of is work gets in the way and everything else gets in the way. I just want to sew. But then I think, well, if I just did that, then I wouldn't have anything to wear these things to. So somehow or another, I will get through my thousands and thousands of patterns that are on my brain and in my list of things that I want to make. Anyway, I digress. So the first thing that I thought of was making the new Tilly the Buttons Mabel blouse. Now, I wasn't really sure about this. I wasn't sure if it was really me, but then when I went to the Knitting and Stitching show and I saw Tilly wearing it as a blouse, and I saw a lady wearing it as a dress, and a couple of other, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really, really like it. And I bought this fabric. I think it might have even been the same fabric that Tilly was wearing it as a blouse. And this is what I'd like to make with it, the blouse. Oh, I can't get my words out today. So I bought this fabric from Make It 140. I can't remember what the make of the fabric is. I'm sure it's a really, really famous one, not famous, but really popular one, but I can't think. I'm really rubbish with names of fabrics and things, so I am sorry, but I just thought this fabric was beautiful. Now, it is a viscose, but it doesn't feel quite as soft and drapey as a normal viscose, and I don't know if that's because I just haven't washed it yet, but I really like it. I love the colour of it. I think the colours really suit me, and I think that as a little Mabel blouse over a pair of jeans or trousers or something like that would work really, really well, and I'm very, very excited about making that. I have spoken to a couple of people who have said that they've made it and they've sized down. Now, I know my body measurements put me in a size 4, so I might well make it in a size 3, but I will let you know. But whether I make this month or not, I don't know, but I 100% want to make this at some point. And I want to make the blouse first, because once I've made the blouse, I then would like to make the dress in some fabric or another. But yes, I'm very excited about that, and I think this fabric will look lovely. So that is idea number 1 for a blouse. So the next one is something that I've had on my plan for a very, very long time, but because all of the blouse patterns have been coming out, it's kind of reared itself again in my sort of sewing plans. And I went to Birmingham again. It seems to be the place to go. And I went with the really lovely Lucy, who is Lucy from Geek Petite on Instagram and on YouTube. And we went to Guthrie Garney and I bought this beautiful viscose fabric. Now, hopefully the colour of that's coming up on the screen. It's this beautiful sagey green colour with these little ditzy white daisies in it. And I think it's really, really beautiful. I didn't buy very much of this. I think I've only got 1.5 meters or something like that, because my plan is to make the Deer and Doe Melilo blouse. I think that's what it's called. I quite like the design of this. I really like the shape. I think it's just a little bit different from the ordinary. I think it comes with both a collar or a stand-up just sort of mini collar, and I think I'd like to make that version. It comes, again, I think it's only short sleeve, but I'm not quite sure. It's grown on sleeve anyway, and I'd like to make that. And it's just got a really nice sort of shape to it. I do feel like Deer and Doe has really nice, very feminine sort of lines in their patterns, and I've always been drawn to their patterns, and I just think this blouse is really beautiful. So that's my idea for that one. But I do think that this is least likely to be made, but it is something that I would like to make quite soon. And again, I think that with a pair of really nice trousers, or like those stone colour trousers with that, I think that would look really nice. And I know it's not really my colour ordinarily, but I do think that that does suit me. And I think as like a little open blouse, that would work quite well. Right, last blouse idea. And I have bought a few blouse patterns recently. Again, I'm not going to go through them all because I'm just going to talk to you about the one that I'm going to make. But one of the ones that I made was the Norma blouse by Fibre Mood. Fibre Mood is not a pattern company that I have ever used before. I've never made anything from Fibre Mood, and I'm loving the fact that I'm trying different pattern companies. I stay very safe. I'll just do tilling the buttons, or I'll just do sew over it. True bias. And I'm trying to venture out a little bit and try and use different pattern companies. So I'm being very good. And it's good because I can share it with you guys as well and let you know what my experiences are with the pattern companies. And I was trying to decide between all of the different blouse patterns that I had bought recently. But then when I was on Instagram this morning, Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl popped up wearing the Norma blouse, which is one of the ones that I had looked at. And I was just like, oh, it's just so nice. It's so gorgeous. Yep, that's the one I'm going to make. And I'm going to make it out of this fabric. Now, you might recognise this. I have this in a different colourway, and I've made a skirt recently in it, and I made a dress a long time ago. And this is another variation of what I had bought. So I had it in a really deep, rich electric blue, but with the reverse of the colours on here. So with like the creamy white flowers, red, pinks, etc. And I love this. I love the fact that it's in the white background. And I think that as the Norma blouse with the little puffy sleeves and the V-neck, I just think that would look gorgeous with a little pair of jeans or a little pair of nice casual trousers. I just think that will look absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very, very excited about making that. So thank you, Ruan, for your inspiration. So that feels like that's a lot of plans. Quite obviously, there is no way I'm going to get through sewing all of that, but you've got to have a plan, haven't you? You've got to start somewhere. And now I feel a little bit like I can just pick and choose out of those what I'm going to make. But I would be really, really interested in, first of all, if any of you have made any of the patterns I'm thinking of making. If you've got any thoughts or ideas about some of the things that I'm a bit stuck on, like the trouser idea or the skirt piece for the Giselle, yeah, do let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing from you, and yeah, let me know what you guys are up to making as well. So that is it for me. I don't think it's been as long a video as I thought it was going to be, so I think that's a good thing. But I'll love you and leave you there for the moment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good week. You take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!